Ahoy, mateys, and welcome back to Captain Keaton. More like Princess Keaton today, the way I'm playing as Princess Zelda. That's right, it's Zelda's first game ever. Except for those ones. That's right, we don't talk about those, but we talk about Echoes of Wisdom. It's official, it's legit, it's on the Switch. It's time to switch things up. Subscribe if you like Zelda and the Princess Zelda. So look, I decided that I was going to get Echoes of Wisdom, and I downloaded it just to be able to access it. You know, I went to GameStop and I was going to buy it, but they're like, "Are you a member?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What's your phone number?" And then I gave it to them and they're like, "It's expired. You got to be a member if you want to buy it." I was like, "All right." I just walked out and I downloaded it, saved $10, and you know, I don't really care about that. That's GameStop for you, trying to rob the customer blind, you know. I don't see why you should have to be a member to buy a game. They're lost. They just lost a sale. And this game is probably sitting behind their counter still, because I've heard almost nobody talking about this game. Not in my immediate circle anyway. I think I'm one of the few who has purchased it. And it's an interesting game. It's almost a Zelda game out of left field. I feel like they just announced this like 2 or 3 months ago. And it's very different from traditional top-down Zelda. It seems to be something of a best of both worlds in Nintendo's eyes, with the whole crafting mechanic from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and the whole openness and feeling like you have this go anywhere kind of thing, except not really. You can see all this rift blocking me off. And the traditional top-down 2D Zelda dungeon-based exploration, yada yada. Look, I think it's cool. I think it's really unique, and it's fun that you get to play as the princess, and she has her own mechanic that differs from Link. She can create echoes of wisdom. It's very, very intelligent of her, but you're going to need a lot of wisdom to get through these puzzles. I mean, look at that rock puzzle I just solved. Incredible, right? Well, that's really the least of it, but there are some really challenging maneuvering to do. There is challenging maneuvering to do. Like here, like what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to put a block down? Nope, that didn't work. So, oh, let me try something else. Oh, a Gerudo pot. Yeah, maybe I'll just hop in the pot and then hop my way across. Not exactly. And then what ends up happening is I'm going to pick up the fan and then just drop it in the hole and then put a trampoline down so I can hop over the next one. The one thing I think that this game succeeds in and particularly thrives with is this sense of making you wonder. And I guess that seems to be the theme for Nintendo lately, Mario Wonder. I wonder what I can do to get past this part of the game. And in the early game, I didn't really see it as much, but as my Echo repertoire has expanded, so too has my imagination. And while that's not really something I look for in video games, I can appreciate it here. It just happens to be a more mentally taxing Zelda experience than a lot of other Zeldas I've played. I want to skip around with the footage, so we're going to move now to some dungeon segments. All right, we're about to go swimming into the ocean of space. Zelda is entering a rift, aka a dungeon. This is Echoes of Wisdom's signature dungeon system in the game. I like it. Conceptually, it has this whole kind of distorted reality feel to it. I mean, even that was Link just running away from me, but we all know that's not really Link. And I think that there's a lot of cool exploration to be done in these dungeons and caves in general. I mean, just appreciate for a second that we have 2D side-scrolling Zelda segments. I know Link's Awakening has its share of them, but they're abundant in this game. In Link's Awakening, they're a bit more of just a nice little tribute to Zelda 2 and even this kind of cool Mario throwback, but in Echoes of Wisdom, they feel more designed specifically around Zelda. And the dungeons are quite long and complex. I mean, this second dungeon alone took me a good hour plus to solve. And I was kind of taken aback by that. I usually go through these dungeons a bit quicker, even in these longer, like Ocarina of Time style dungeons. And to experience this in a top-down 2D Zelda, I don't know. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting more of like a Link Between Worlds where I could clear these dungeons in like 10 minutes. But they really went all out in creating these challenging dungeons that keep you thinking about what have I missed? What haven't I done? How can I clear this ledge? What echoes should I summon? And I think that to experience that really early on, it's interesting because I feel like the game is struggling in between two of these identities. One, a complex puzzle-based challenge, and two, a cute little kids game. I would not recommend this to a child, but I would recommend this to a puzzle adventurer lover and even to a Zelda fan. I mean, the thing is, will this cater to all Zelda fans? No shot. But will it cater to the diehards? Absolutely. I have my problems with it, but I'm putting them on reserve for now. I don't want to say too much about all of the mechanics, but I will say that if you like what you see, I would give it a go. Now, I will tell you some of my wonderings, I guess I'll call them for now. Things that I'm kind of critical of, but I just wonder if it's going to be problematic. Like, I'm looking at this echo mechanic, right? And you see how many echoes I have to sort through. Is it going to be so cumbersome down the road when I have 100 plus echoes and I have to sort for one? I'm already kind of experiencing that, and it does take me out of the experience somewhat. There's also a couple puzzles where you have to do some moving from one end of the ledge to another, and I have not found the greatest solution to them. In the trailer, they showed off the bed technique where you drop 4 beds and then you would go platform that way, but it just doesn't work all the time. So what I end up doing is like hovering on an enemy and allowing them to carry me to another ledge of the dungeon. It's very bizarre. I'm also experiencing oddities with this combat. So Zelda is a necromancer and she summons echoes to do her bidding, but she's weak. She really has no signature attack. There is one that you can pull with this energy bar in the top left corner, and I won't say too much about it in case you haven't played this game yet or don't know anything about it, which is cool and it is unique, but it does have me missing some of that more traditional top-down Zelda action. And so I hope that I get more energy for the energy bar. But there are a ton of cool echoes, a ton of cool throwbacks. Look, I have a Peahat fighting Mothula. What is this? This is a Zelda fan's dream. So appreciate it for what it is, and I'm learning to do that as well. I will abstain from giving anything too critical, but just know I will be going through the whole game in the weeks to come. Anyways, stay tuned. I'll have some more Link's Awakening content in the days to come, and I will also be working at finishing Echoes of Wisdom and doing a full-fledged review when I do. Take care and see you next time on Captain Keaton.